What's up, PvZ fans? It's StrangeLuv here, and today at the Microsoft press conference we got to see the official announcement of Garden Warfare 2, as if you guys didn't know that was coming out already. But now that the cat's out of the bag, I can finally talk to you guys about Garden Warfare 2, because not a lot of you know this, but I actually got to go up to Seattle and visit the PopCap offices to play Garden Warfare 2, and it's been pretty hard keeping that a secret for the last couple of weeks. And so for this video, I just wanted to briefly talk about some of the awesome features that are coming to the game. Now, in Garden Warfare 2, basically, Dr. Zomboss has won the war against the plants. He was able to send technology back in time to himself so that he could take over the world, and now the plants are on the attack. And we've seen this theme of time travel in PvZ 2 and in the comics, so it makes sense for Garden Warfare 2 to incorporate time travel into their lore as well, and it seems like a natural progression for the story. Now, one of the most obvious places that we would see time travel elements is in the new maps, and one of these maps is actually a time travel theme park, and it's broken into sections that reflect different time periods. So there's a dinosaur era section, there's a medieval section, there's another one that has ancient Egypt themed things all over the place, and we only saw a little glimpse of this in the announced trailer, but I guarantee you this map is really cool. It even has these big portal gates that allow you to warp to different sections because the map is so big, and these are actually different from the teleporters, so don't get that confused. But just in general, you guys will notice just how complex and full of detail these maps are, and they've also included a lot more dynamic interactive elements into the maps. And the previous Garden Warfare game had interactive elements as well. For example, on Jewel Junction there was the train that comes barreling through and runs you over if you're in the way, and there's other little interactive things on Gardens and Graveyards normally, but in these maps they have kicked it up a notch and they've made so many new interactive things, and everything just seems so alive on these maps that you'll notice it right away. There's a huge difference. And actually I got to play on the map that's in the gameplay trailer, and it takes place in this Z-Tech weapon production factory where Dr. Zomboss has all of his weapons made for his zombie minions, and you'll notice this big robotic gargantuar standing in the middle of the map, and what happens is that gargantuar, once he's finished being built, he'll just rocket blast away, and if you're standing under his feet you can actually get blown to bits by his rocket blast. So that's just one small example of the interactive elements that you can expect to find on these maps. Now, in Garden Warfare 2, they've also added 6 brand new character classes, 3 plants and 3 zombies of course, and going along with this whole time travel theme, these characters are also from the past, present, and future. So the 3 new plant characters are Kernel Corn, Rose, and Citron. Now, they're still working out some of the details with how these plants' abilities work, so unfortunately I don't want to mention too many details on them until they give the okay. Now, the 3 zombies, on the other hand, are pretty much ready to go, give or take a few balance tweaks here and there, and those zombie characters are Captain Deadbeard, Super Brains, and the Imp, all of which we got to see in today's gameplay trailer. Now, I'm actually going to make a separate video talking about the new character classes, at least the new zombie classes, because I got to play hands-on with those, and so keep an eye out for that, and I'll put a link in the description when that's ready to go. And speaking of characters, what's interesting is that they're actually going to allow players to import almost all of their previous characters from Garden Warfare 1 into Garden Warfare 2, except for the promotional characters, but that means that they're going to have to do a lot of rebalancing because these new characters just feel so different. They have really diverse abilities and have a lot of potential for some really interesting combos between teammates and on their own, but when the game comes out, you know that everybody's just going to play as the new character classes for the first couple weeks anyway, so I feel like the old characters might get a little neglected, but it's still nice to see this as a feature, and I know you guys are going to just love these new characters as soon as you get your hands on the game. Now, Garden Warfare is a new game, so of course there's going to be some new game modes, and since the plants are on the attack, there's going to be this big 24-player game mode similar to Gardens and Graveyards called Herbal Assault, but with the plants on the offensive. Also, by popular demand, they're finally adding the 4-player co-op mode that you've all been asking for, Graveyard Ops. The fans have spoken, and the devs have listened. And even though we're all going to make the mistake of calling it Garden Ops for a while, I'm really happy to see that they've added this to the game. There is also going to be a single-player mode, kind of like a campaign, but not quite. They didn't really give too many details on it, but it should be pretty interesting. And they're also going to be adding private matches, which is really nice, because now if you want to just mess around with your characters or practice strategies with friends, now you can do so. There's also a lot of fans, myself included, who have been asking for a theater mode because it would make it a lot easier to get creative and make different machinimas and YouTube videos. So right now, they don't have any plans for a theater mode, but Moonlight Wolf, Zero, and I rallied pretty hard for a theater mode as best as we could during our time with PopCap. And we said at the very least that it would be nice to be able to remove the HUD or be able to pan the camera around your character somehow. So even though there's no theater mode just yet, hopefully they can try to integrate something similar that we can sort of work around as content creators. Now, there's still one more thing that remains a mystery that we haven't got any more information on, and that is Leaf. We still don't know what Leaf is, and toward the end of my visit to PopCap, I tried to get more information about Leaf, and unfortunately I couldn't find out anything else, so I guess we'll just have to wait for another Leaf transmission or something. Alright you guys, that pretty much covers everything I wanted to talk about regarding Garden Warfare 2, and if you had any more questions about the game, leave a comment down below and I may or may not be able to answer you, but I'll see what I can do. I hope you guys are as excited for Garden Warfare 2 as I am, and if you want to stick around and see more Garden Warfare 2 content in the future, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, stay strange my loves, and until next time, this is StrangeLuv signing out.